Hi, I'm Chuck Dorsett for Weaver Leather Supply, and this is the Leather Element. If you've got a good question for us or a good idea for a leather element, drop it in the comment box below. Also, if you want to know when our videos release, just click your notifications. You'll know exactly when these come out. So how about a shop tricks? I'm hoping I can offer up something that's going to help us out in our shop. But also, we've got a throwback tip, one that's helpful enough to name it a second time. Chicago screws or screw posts can be the biggest help to us with our projects. We're going to get strength, length, and adjustment. Here's the problem though. If given about an hour of use, these little screws are going to work themselves out, and whatever it is going to separate on us. We don't want that, particularly if we're going to sell these or give these away. So how about this? Let's just create a little tag in Documents. Simply says, please add a dab of glue when correct size is found. We can cut these out, punch a hole in no time. Basically no cost whatsoever there. But that's going to alert whoever gets our project that they need to tack these down. That way, our projects will never fail them. I seem to be constantly looking for a C-clamp in my shop. I use these in so many places, and having a good assortment of these, big help. Well, first and foremost, my sewing pony. I like to sew standing up, so I'm going to clamp that to my work surface. If I need to bring in extra light, I can clamp that just about anywhere on my work table. The drill press, we've seen this. These are going to hold that plate down so we get a good shear hole on the back of the leather. But also our tools. If we're in a smaller workspace or we don't want to put holes in our work surface, we can simply clamp most anything to our work surface. And in fact, the pattern table is C-clamped to my main table simply to give it stability. But again, I am always looking for these in my shop because they help us out in so many places. As leather crafters, we're always looking for a better or faster way to do things. It's simply in our DNA. But here's one that I have never been successful with. I'm talking about stacking leather. Say we've got 3 mystery braid wristbands, all the same size. So what we need to do is an end punch and a round hole. Well, we could always stack these. Well, we're going to do 3 at one time. Actually, what happens, our top piece looks great. Whatever's below it is going to slide and it's going to look terrible. So in my opinion, it actually takes less time and we get a cleaner project simply by doing these one piece at a time. I find myself doing this all the time. If we're going to use a circle or an oval in our projects or on our pattern, we can always use tools. In fact, this is from a Kennedy Glazer. That gives me a perfect circle to trace and then cut. Well, there's 2 things I'm missing. A center point and our cross lines. We've got to have these for our pattern. Easiest thing to do. Let's trace that out on a piece of notebook paper. Let's fold that over. And let's fold that one more time. And there we are. I know exactly where my center point is, and I know exactly where my cross lines are. Works the same on an oval. And again on an oval, works just as well. I know exactly where my center point is and my cross lines. On our little key fobs, we really need to get these centered because it's such a small area. If that concho is a little left, right, up, or down, it's going to be very visible. So let's trace that out on a piece of paper, fold it, and again, now we know exactly where that center mark is, and this is going to work well on just about anything, including rectangles. Here's a tip that's helpful enough to bring it up a second time. I use this all the time. Well, let's start right here. As an example, I love our cinch pouch. We've got a good video on this, but it's a great gift idea. It's simple, but it's a quality piece. Well, we've got to cut 2 square panels that need to meet up. But secondly, we're going to cut out of a very supple leather. This is our deer tan cow. It's about the most supple leather we have. Getting a good, accurate cut can be difficult, but also with most any pattern in our shop that we're going to use often, this is a great way to go. So let's start with a piece of panel. In fact, we don't need panel, plywood would work, just a thin piece of board. But the big trick here is on the back. This is our non-slip tape. We sell this, but let's take that right up to the edge. So when I drop that down, nothing is moving. But watch how fast I can cut this panel. And there we are. We have a clean, accurate cut, super easy to do, even with the most supple of leathers. One of the goals for us leather crafters is to produce the most finished project we can. So I hope there's a good trick or a tip in here that's going to help us do that. Because another goal, let's enjoy the time in our shop. And if we do, our project is going to reflect that. I hope this is good information for you. Thanks for taking time to watch The Leather Element. Good luck with your projects.